we still don't know what's going to happen to Russia here. Poland has a lot of strength. I think they have over 50 war score now, so they could possibly take 4 or 5, maybe even 6 provinces. And at this point, as long as Germany doesn't get involved, then Poland's going to be good. I mean, Poland is really trying hard to catch Germany. We've talked about this a lot. Now, Poland is in nowhere at all close to being able to face Germany one-on-one in a war, especially considering that Germany's got some awesome alliances, whereas Poland doesn't so much. I mean, they're allied to China, and that really helps out. But Algeria and Italy, I don't think it's going to be enough. Germany doesn't actually. I would say Germany might have even weaker alliances. They're both allied to China, so that cancels out. And then they're just Spain and Switzerland. So yeah, I mean, they're going to need that because Poland or Germany could probably take on all of Poland's alliances besides China. Even if they called in China, I mean, they're all the way across the other side of the continent. So it's not like they would be able to help out that much. I don't think. Let's see what's going on so far. So yeah, like we talked about in the last episode, Congo was fighting a huge alliance by themselves, and they were doing okay. As soon as it started tipping towards one side, they were able to call in South Africa, which saved them, and it looks like they're actually going to be successful in their reconquest war. And then we have a South American war, a Latin war going on, and Brazil is really showing their strength. I mean, it's pretty much just Brazil versus Mexico, Venezuela, and Argentina, because the Netherlands are involved, but they're not doing anything. They can't. The Netherlands have like 2 or 3 provinces left in the entire map. So Brazil is showing their strength. They're flexing their muscles. They've pretty much just dominated Argentina already. So Argentina's done, and now they just have to focus on Venezuela, which they're going to be tough. But with time, if they could piece out Argentina fast enough, then yeah, they're done because Brazil has I think they've got over 250,000 regiments within their military. But we'll see. Venezuela hasn't united their troops, which if they did, that'd be a pretty big deal, but they haven't just yet. 57. We're looking at like just under 200,000 in control of Venezuela. And right now, Brazil has close to those numbers. It's pretty even in the northern front. Again, like I said, most of the troops, though, on the southern front would be able to obviously tip it in the Brazilians' favor. But we'll see if that happens. Looks like it's going to be pretty close. It might be pretty close. And it also depends on how much Mexico decides to invest in this war. This was not a war that Mexico, I think, wanted to get involved in. Well, I mean, they did it for their buddy in Venezuela, but I don't think they really wanted to, and I don't think they're really going to send over anything to help out that much. For the most part, I think it's going to be... I don't know. I think it's going to be mainly just Venezuela and Argentina doing most of the work, but I don't know. We'll see. How's Russia doing? Oh, jeez. Yeah, Russia is literally almost under full occupation right now. 50 war score. There it is. There's the 50 war score. I don't know what Poland is trying to take here. Watch them just take one thing away. Oh my gosh. We'll see. I mean, I think they certainly want this province, which we've talked about, which would be a pretty huge deal. Pretty big old deal. How's Germany doing? You feeling good, Germany? You're not doing anything? We talked about how the German-Polish alliance has broken apart, where it's no longer there, keeping them from going to war. These two nations will go to war, but I'm sure they're just both waiting for the royal marriages to end. So are you guys actually going after these lands? Man, you better send China a huge thank you card, Poland, because they have given you the best Christmas present of all time. Here you go. Here, I'm going to destroy all of Russia for you, and then I'll let you do whatever you want with them. Like, that is the best Christmas present of all time. Christmas just passed here, January 24th, 2132. But still, that's crazy. Are you really going to go for everything, Poland? Are you going to be greedy? Now you're down to 49 war score, actually. Congo's at 6. Venezuela is at -6. Let's go ahead and check on the Saudis again. Saudis are not at all being involved. Hey, Palestine. Hey, when did they pop up? They must have just popped up. Yep, Palestine and Israel. Yeah, they did. They just popped up. Wow. I did not notice that. I wonder how long they've been around. Well, welcome, Palestine. They actually have an okay amount of troops here. Palestinians have 20,000 under their control. Israel has 52,000. And yeah, so how are the opinions of these nations still? It's very, very low. And this is actually the Saudis' opinion of Turkey, India, and Iran, not the other way around. We'd have to do something like this. Iran doesn't have a terrible opinion of the Saudis. It's mainly the other way around, like we said. India, how you doing? You get involved in quick wars? It looks like they kind of are. They seem to be, because, you know, those wars can be really, really quick for India. We've got the time moving by at speed 3. Ooh, another war's popped up. Ukraine versus Romania. I wouldn't have done that myself. Ukraine, you probably should have attacked Russia. This is the best opportunity to regain your cores north of the Black Sea, but I guess going after Romania isn't a bad idea. Now, who'd you call in? Just Austria. And Romania called in just the Ottomans. So I guess that makes sense. That's really funny, actually, because the Ottomans are down to one province. Well, they're not down to one province. They were forced to be, I guess, released from the Turkish. And so, you know, normal games in EU4, you're talking about two powerful nations, Austria and the Ottomans, going at it. Whereas now these two nations are kind of down to 2 or 1 provinces. And Ukraine and Romania, some of these like later nations, not so much Ukraine, are the big power, not the powerhouses, but they're leading the wars, obviously. Austria and the Ottomans are pretty much just 1 province minors. I guess you want everything. I guess you guys aren't going to stop until you get everything. Is that right? Yeah, I don't think you're really going to get that much better war score because no one's going to go after the Saudis, I don't think. Kuwait wouldn't be a problem, but you have to get to the Saudis to get to Kuwait. Although Kuwait's doing a little bit better. I mean, they're looking okay. And technically, they could grow even bigger than that. If they attack this nation that was released by India, they could be looking really good right now. I never thought about that. But I doubt that that's kind of on their agenda. It could be. Dang, Kuwait's got a huge force. How did they get this many regiments? They only have 3 provinces under their control. These must be really well developed, I'm guessing. 146. Yep, there you go, right there. Kuwait, the actual province of Kuwait, is amazing. Obviously, the Saudis have some pretty awesome provinces as well. Let's see what's going on here. So Congo and South Africa are making some pretty big gangs in southern Chad here. Even with the African alliance that we were noticing. I mean, I don't think Ethiopia and Uganda are really being involved. Oh, and Zambia was forced to separate peace, huh? Yes, it looks like they were. So that's a problem because I don't think Uganda and... Or maybe they do. Maybe they were sending troops over because I don't see any troops within these territories. So maybe they were sending... here's Uganda. Yeah, actually helping out quite a bit. Molly, I thought you were more powerful than this, man. I had no idea. I thought you were way more powerful than this. Okay, let's check on Latin America. What's going on? Venezuela is starting to now really lose their war in the northern front with Brazil, and Argentina was going to lose that no matter what. And Mexico's just chilling here. Or are they? Well, they kind of are. They are. They are. Last time we checked, Mexico was building a pretty big army. A bunch of one-stacks had been popping up in Central America. But I guess that was kind of for their own benefit. I don't know if they really had the intentions of going after Brazil. Did they even grab this? No, they didn't even grab this island away from the Netherlands. This is what the war was declared on for, right? It was an imperialist war, so I guess it wasn't on something in particular, but I'm pretty sure that's what they were going for. I figured it would be, but I guess not. Well, I guess they could go after this island too. Oh wow, the Netherlands have a 46 stack? How were they able to raise such a big army? I had no idea. All right, Russia. Or I guess I should say, all right, Poland. Any time to peace out now is good. You're good to peace out at any point. Feel free to peace out. We're just sitting here waiting. I'd really like it to happen within this episode, to be honest. Because I want to see what's going to happen. I want to see what Poland's going to take, and I want to boost it up to speed 4. Right now I cannot, because China's got a huge force that my computer will blow up if I go any faster than speed 4. Or speed 3, I guess I should say. I wish we could spy on Germany right now. I wish I knew what Germany was thinking. Now, Germany's allied to Switzerland. I don't know why. Wait a second, what is this? Oh, Luxembourg, okay. Oh, I didn't realize that was their vassal. I guess I didn't even realize Luxembourg was around. It's very similar to Greens. But yeah, that's their vassal. Surprised no one has vassalized Switzerland just yet. They've been pretty small. And I'm waiting for someone to attack Normandy. Somebody like Great Britain. Because, oh, wait a second. Are these truces almost up with France? Because if they are, Yeah, no, they're not. They still have 6 years. So once those truces are up with France, France can begin to start taking their power away. The problem is that you've got so many of the other nations that are surrounding you that are starting to eat that stuff up, like Germany, Italy, Spain, Great Britain. They're eating those lands away, and they can't do anything about it. France can't because they're in this truce, so they're kind of screwed right now. France has Corsica. I'm wondering how. Oh, wait a second. New war looks like it might have popped up. Oh wait, no. Oh, France has always been involved in this war. They're just not helping out. I didn't even realize that. Congo at 8 war score. Poland at 51. Ukraine versus Romania. Let's go ahead and view this one. How's this going? Ukraine seems to be somewhat dominating. Look at that. 2 powerhouses going at it. Austria and the Ottomans. It looks like the Ottomans won that. I don't know. Yeah, Ukraine is dominating. I don't know where the Romanian military is at, but it's not looking so well. Yep, and Austria is having their way pretty much. All right, well, there you go, Ukraine. This actually might be a good idea. Maybe you take a few lands away from Romania, wait, and maybe that's what they're doing. Maybe they're waiting for Poland to peace out with Russia finally. That could be it. And then by the time they peace out, they can move on. All right, let's check in on this. Yeah, Brazil has pretty much gotten Venezuela. Pretty much half of Venezuela's provinces are under occupation from Brazil. Brazil has not pushed too hard in Argentina. I'm guessing it's because maybe they realize that they're dominating in the south, so they're not really sending in as much, or maybe they're not going as hardcore. I'm sure Brazil doesn't have any intentions of taking anything away from Argentina. This is not even their war, technically. Great Britain is at war with Normandy. Oh, that we just talked about that. We had just talked about that. Wow. Let's go ahead and watch them dominate. Do they already have the occupation? Not yet. They will. They still have to take on the 9 stack. How do they already have 25 war score? I guess it's the blockade. I guess that's a big... So this is a big deal. Because again, Great Britain is expanding their hold in continental Europe. With 2 of these provinces, it's going to be a lot harder to kick them out. A little bit harder. Maybe not a lot harder, but a little bit harder to kick them out. But Great Britain actually has to get the job done. And technically, doesn't look like there's anything... Well, they're starting to build up troops, but that's it. It's funny because Russia's building small regiments, and they're actually walking around unsieging things. So it looks like they're making progress, but they're not. It's just the AI being the AI. We have to wait and see what's going to happen with Malaya. What is this here? Ooh, okay. There are a lot of islands out here in the Pacific that Malaya has an option to go to war with. They don't need to continue to expand towards Southeast Asia. Well, they can't really anymore. Southeast Asia is almost completely gone. Done. Bangladesh looking pretty powerful too. Obviously, they can't keep up with India, but pretty powerful. They only border India and China. They don't really have any options right now. Unless, of course, China goes to war with India again and forces them to release a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, so one war just ended. Oh, Ukraine. The Ukrainian-Romanian war. Alright, so they took away, it looks like 1 or 2 provinces. 2. So bam, bam. So now they have their provinces and the province of the Black Sea again. This is actually really perfect. If they wanted to go to war with Russia right after Poland was done, they could easily do that. Because I'm sure these lands are going to be safe. I'm thinking... What are you at now? 53 war score. Again, you haven't been able to peace out Kuwait or the Saudis, which you won't be able to because no one plans to go over into that region, which is probably a smart idea. A lot of attrition. Very deserty there. Lots of deserts, and you'd have to send your troops over very far away. A long way away. So you'd certainly be suffering from a little bit of attrition. Yeah, they're pretty much letting this side of Russia just go and run wild and unsiege some of this stuff. Oh, well, you know what? Norway's going to help out a little bit. Yeah, Norway is helping out a little tiny bit. All right, what's going on, Mexico? You going to contribute at all? It looks like they might... No, they've sent things over towards Central America, but that is it. All right, what's going on, Great Britain? You still haven't landed anybody, clearly, because now you're losing war score. You were blockading beforehand, but not anymore. Ooh, -5 back with the Congo. Something... Progress must have kind of halted in Africa. Let's go ahead and check in on that. Somewhat. Oh, well, part of it was because you lost the province that you wanted in the entire war. That would explain it. That's a pretty big deal. As well as I feel like Mali keeps coming around with their military, and Mali's got an okay military. It's okay. Who is this? How's Gavin still around? Just the border growth, or the border gore there, is so bad. So bad. Completely just inside of Congo's territory. This had to have been a nation that was released, right? I'm thinking it was. And boom, Great Britain's done. That must have already gotten there. Yep. And that's it. So far we've seen some pretty good gangs from both Great Britain and Spain, but not from anybody else, I don't think. Surprisingly enough. Who's allied to Savoy? No one's allied to Savoy. I don't know why Italy's keeping Savoy around. Neither do... Well, Genoa has... I give them that. Genoa does have alliances. So that is something. Ooh, Switzerland is now allied to both Poland and Germany. They've got some good alliances too. Switzerland's making sure they stay around. You got to give to Switzerland here, man. You've got to give to Switzerland. They have done a really, really good job of staying alive. Like there was times where they were like holding on by a thread, but man, they have stayed around. So good for them. Yeah, really good for them. That's awesome. They've continued to stay around. What's going on, Russia? I don't see any troops over here. I don't think you're worried about, like, super eastern part of Siberia. Maybe the USA will get involved. Now they see Russia's, like, weakened. Maybe. I doubt it, but I'm just saying. I'm just throwing that out there. The USA likes to be... They're very picky with their wars, clearly. Extremely picky. Ooh, and the Netherlands actually sent things over here. So, yeah, Netherlands could actually gain some things here, technically. Maybe they'll get increased control over northern Venezuela. It's possible. Something like that might happen. 2133 is the year, and we're heading into February as well. So we are about, what? Oh, man, I got to do math. Dang it. We're about 150 turns. No, we're more than that. A little bit over, like 175 turns, or years away. Years away from the end of this campaign. And, oh my gosh. Okay, so one war ended. Which one was it? Off the top of my head, it was the... Hold on. Poland, Russia, Venezuela. Oh, it was the African War. Let's go ahead and check on the results of that. I'm pretty sure nothing happened. More than likely, it seemed like that was a pretty much of a stalemate, so the defenders were probably like, all right, let's just let him go. I'm thinking. Let's see what happens. No! Oh my goodness. How did you manage that? Unless I was, like, messing up, and Gavin got a little bit bigger, too. Wow. So Chad is now, like, just this massive force in Central Africa. That is so cool. That is really, really cool. I don't know how long they're going to keep that. Now, what are the alliances of Chad? Chad is allied to Uganda and Ethiopia, but that isn't going to help them too much because they're out there. They've got some issues. They border South Sudan, Zambia. They now border South Africa, Algeria. I mean, they border some really scary nations. I can't see Chad holding on to this land, but man, that is really cool. That is really cool to see them like that. And boom, finally, geez, Poland. They did take a pretty good chunk. China didn't take anything, it looks like. They took away about... They took quite a bit. Yeah, they did get rid of this province here that Russia controlled. And they even reached up into modern-day Finland territory. So they actually took quite a bit. How many did they take exactly? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Looks like about 7 provinces. Wow. Something like almost 7 provinces. Jeez. Big pickup for Poland. Wow. Europe is getting interesting. Well, anyways, guys, I'm going to have to stop right there, though. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.